Ba-dum-ba-da-dum. Howdy, welcome to BanjoBenClark.com. I am Banjo Ben, your host here on the website that teaches you how to play guitar, mandolin. This week is Banjo Week. Y'all know how much I love melodic banjo, and I love to throw you a fun melodic arrangement of a tune every now and then. That's exactly what we have today. We're going to do Billy in the Lowground. It's in the key of C. The first A and the first B part, I try to stick pretty close to melody, and then I give you some options the second times through so you can have some licks to play not only in this song, but wherever you want to play them. And we talk a lot about that, kind of transferring some of the licks, especially the closed licks that we have here, and how to use them in other keys. This is a really fun lesson. It's about a 20-minute lesson. And here in a moment, I'll ask you to come over to the website, BanjoBenClark.com. You can join as a Gold Pick member and see this lesson in its entirety. Also, that allows you to download the tabs and the MP3 rhythm tracks of not only this song, but hundreds of others. I'd be honored to have you on board. Let's check out Billy in the Lowground in the key of C. We're going to learn it in the key of C, melodic banjo, but we're not going to use a capo. We're playing in standard G tuning. So that requires us to think about things just a little differently. And the first thing that we're going to think about is what our C major melodic scale looks like. I just want to review that with you here. And once you get a grasp on that, then you'll get a grasp on a lot of these licks. Let's just learn really quickly a one octave melodic C major scale. Let's start on the C note in the 5th fret of the 3rd string. Then the D note would be an open D string. Then we get our E note on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. F note here on the 3rd fret. Our G note with an open 5th string. Come up and grab at the same time 10 and 9 for the next two notes. A, B, and then thumb over on the top on the 10th fret for the C note. So if we come back down that scale, okay, so it might be good just to practice playing up and down that. Or maybe you can start a little lower. And go up to that D note, because we're going to be doing that. I want to encourage you, if you haven't done the G major melodic study on my website, you need to do that. And this is essentially a G major scale, except instead of playing an F sharp, we're going to play an F natural. That's the difference between G and C. Now that we know that, we can look at this first A part here in Billy in the Lowground. You know, this is a typical fiddle tune, so we have, you know, a little A part that lasts 8 measures, and then it repeats itself. And then the chord progression is going to change just a little bit for a B part that lasts 8 measures, then it repeats itself. Okay, now we're going to come into it with a little 3/4 note walk-in. So we're going to start on this open G string, play the next note up the scale, A, the 7th fret down here, open B string. And then we're going to go into this these scale licks, melodic scale licks, and we're not playing any notes outside of what I just showed you with the C major scale. We're just playing them in different orders. Okay, so when you start measure 2, you're going to start playing that 5th fret with your index finger. And then you move it to the 2nd fret. Then jump up and you get used to this position. We're going to go 10 and 9. Leave it down and put thumb over. That may take a little practice, that's okay, but we want to try to get this clear. And when you get there and land in measure 3, that's a 1/4 note, so you hold it for 1 beat, leave all of that down, and then with your pinky grab the 12th fret of the 1st string, and then come back down where you came from. So measure 10 or measure 3. You're still going to leave that down for measure 4. Go forward, then reverse. Then I'm just going to bring my index finger down to grab the 9th fret on the 3rd string. Then go back. Okay, so it'll take a little while to get this ingrained in your brain, but that's okay. Let me play measures 1 through 4. We'll do it much slower later on in the lesson. Then we stay there for measure 5. Thumb goes back over the top, and we do a reverse roll. And what I'll recommend to you as you're learning this is just best to memorize it. Memorize it, even if you have to do 2 measures at a time, then step away from the tab and just look at what you're doing. Let your brain get over that hurdle of playing melodically and throwing your thumb over, and then come back to the tab and look at it again. Now measure 6, it's going to be a repeat of measure 2. Measure 7 is the same as measure 3. And then measure 8 is the same as measure 4. We're just wrapping up this first A part. But then measure 9 is going to be a little different. We're just coming down the scale. Bum, 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 bum. And then we start the second A part. And the second A part, we're going to keep it somewhat the same in that we are still going to follow the melody, but I just wanted to give you a little different presentation of the melody. The first measure is the same, first 2 measures, 10 and 11. We've already seen that. But now, here I wanted to give you a little something different. And we're going to do just a backwards roll lick here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk down the A minor scale on 2 strings. Okay, so I'm going to start on a C note up here, and I'm going to start on an A note here and do a backwards roll. And then if I walked my C note down 1 note in the A minor scale, it would come to right here. And if I walk that A note down 1 note in the scale, it would come down to the 8th. You see that? So I just walk them down together. Same thing, we come down to 7 and 6. When we get to measure 13, we're going to keep doing it.